Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Professor Savita Bodke, founder of ScoreAchievers.com. Today, we are having a special webinar. This is for TY BAP students only. We are having our expert guest speaker over here, Professor Dhani Chauhan. She is going to guide you on FA6. FA6 is considered as one of the toughest subjects in the semester 5 of the TY BAP. So Professor Dhani ma'am is going to help you, and she is going to guide you that how you have to study for your FA6, what are the important topics, what should be your approach to score the maximum marks in your TY BAP. So I welcome to the Professor Dhani Chauhan over here. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much, Savita ma'am. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So I'll just switch on my camera as well. Okay, so good evening to all the students and thank you, Savita ma'am, for this opportunity. Before we dig into the FA6 subject, I will just take a moment to share my screen and we are just going to talk elaborately on this topic. Just give me a moment. Okay, wonderful. Now I'm assuming that you all have my PPT on screen. Today we are going to talk about Financial Accounting 6 for the TY BAF semester 5. And as Savita ma'am rightly said, students are pretty much scared while approaching this subject. So today I hope I'll be able to clear and give you some idea on how to start this subject. And this is the very good timing, that is on the hardly the semester has just begun. And I think this session would be of great help to you. So, okay, I'll just talk something about myself. That is, currently I'm teaching financial accounting 6 in SIS Nehru College of Arts, Science and Commerce. And also I've been a BAF student, and maybe you know in 2016 itself I was attempting the same paper. So I'm going to share my idea and my experience both as a professor and a student as well in terms of the preparation tips and the way of approach. Okay, so I'm just going to start with basic things as well, and then I'm going to, give in my experience here and there. So starting with this, we have the syllabus right on the screen. We all are pretty much familiar of the syllabus, but just to give you a glance, I have written all these chapters here. Okay, so the very first chapter is banking company, accounting of banking company. Now, I'm assuming that most of the colleges have already begun and they would have also started their syllabus, and you would already be into the financial accounting 6. So there would be many of you who would have already started with this chapter. I'm going to talk about each and every chapter also in a bit. So as of now, we have this first very important banking chapter. Second chapter is about insurance company, again very important. What you have to understand is these are the two very important chapters. Talking about the third chapter, this is an area where you can take a slight relaxation, and maybe you can just strategize your entire study in a way that you may want to attempt this chapter at last. Now why or how, that is what we are going to talk about in some time. Talking about the fourth chapter, we have the valuation of goodwill and shares. And the fifth chapter is about the accounting of LLP, or the limited liability partnership. Now you may feel that this is a lot of, 5 chapters is very lengthy, but trust me, on the core, you have to study 4 chapters. Okay, that is chapter number 1, chapter number 2, chapter number 4, and chapter number 5. That is why I told you that chapter number 3 is slight of relaxation. You don't have to pay a lot of attention and effort to chapter number 3. Okay, we're going to discuss about that in some time. And I would also like to tell you that, just in case you have any questions popping into your head or something, please feel free to type them into the chat box. And once in a while, I'll be seeing the chat box and I'll definitely get back to your questions. Talking about the question paper pattern, which I'm sure everyone is so familiar with, we have 2 components. One is our internal assessment, which is for 25 marks. And then you have the second component of semester end marks, which is 75. So because we are aware of this, I will not spend much time on this slide. Now, I have divided my PPT in a way that I'm first going to talk about internal assessment in this slide, and then we will move on to the external assessment. When we are aiming to score, out of marks, full 100 out of 100 marks, that means that we are not only focusing on our external examination, but we should also keep some tips in our mind for the internal assessment. Okay, so that is the reason I've also included one slide of internal assessment. Now, this is the very simple, every textbook would have given you this pattern of internal examination. We all know that internal examination is for 25 marks, and they are further divided into 20 and 5 marks. So, this is something we are already aware of. Okay. Now, I would just like to talk about some please focus on this area. Now, I feel that internal assessment is, very very much easy for you comparatively, because first thing is you have limited portion. Your teacher is going to tell you you have 1 unit maximum or 1.5 unit. So here what happens is you have limited area to be studied. And the second tip which I would like to give you is, being a teacher, this is what is my idea. It may depend on your subject teacher and it may slightly differ, but you have to pay a very good attention on the classwork. Meaning, there are a few types of sums which teachers would be taking in the class. So, what you have to do is you have to pay some special attention to what kind of sums your teachers are doing in the lectures, and you have to definitely practice those kind of sums. Because what happens is, we would always want we would have you will have enough scope, and your teachers also try to give you good scope for you to score in the internal examination. Because for TYs, external is in not in the subject teacher's hand. We do not have any influence on it, so we make sure that we give you enough scope to score in the internal assessment. So you have to be smart enough to focus on the classwork. Now I'm talking about solved examples. I always, as a student also, I used to do solved examples. Why? Because whenever you are stuck, you will always be able to find a way out, and you won't be stuck into a sum for pretty long. So my first advice would be to solve the solved examples. Once you get a hand onto those sums, then you may definitely move on to the unsolved ones if you wish to. Even if you are confident enough with the solved examples, that is also more than okay. Talking about the subject teacher's approach. Now, you know what, you have to be very smart. Teachers may sometimes, within the lectures, hint out on what is important, what is not. So you just have to be very smart in catching all those pretty tips or hints which the teachers drop. So you have to understand the teacher's approach, and in case if they give any such tips, you have to be very attentive, and you should keep that in mind. Now I'm going to talk about this 5 marks component. They have clearly mentioned what is this 5 marks standing for, and you are all pretty smart people. You can read this, so I'm not going into that area. But as a teacher, if I want to give 5 marks to my students, what are the possibilities? What are the areas which will fetch you 5 out of 5? First and very basic is your attendance in my subject. It is not the overall attendance. Okay, please understand that if you have good attendance in my subject, you have more chances of getting 5 out of 5. Now you will say, good attendance meaning what? So what happens is, it again depends on teachers. But if you have some quite lenient kind of teachers, then you may expect 80% or 85% attendance, you can get 5 out of 5 marks. Okay, so there could be something like that. And if you have slightly strict teacher, then somewhere around 90% or so. Okay, so this depends on your teacher, so you need to understand your teacher that way, if they are strict, lenient, or whatsoever. But the very basic and the most expected thing to do is attend the lectures, so that it is going to benefit you. Okay, second thing is, this is also a criteria, that is your involvement into the class activities. Now, you may wonder that, we have started the semester online. So how are we supposed to involve into the class activities. You'll understand that whenever teachers ask for your opinions, or whenever small activities or discussions are done, show your representation so that your involvement and your representation is seen well by the teacher. Also, submission of assignment, if any. So if you are just not being very very punctual about your assignments, that may not help you in scoring 5 out of 5 marks. Okay, so please pay attention on your attendance, on your involvement in the class, and in case of any assignments which you may have in this semester, that is online quizzes and stuff like that, so please try to make sure that you are submitting them before the due date. Okay, so this is how you are going to get your 5 marks in internals. Now I will just take some time in talking about this very first thing, which is class test of 20 marks. As I've already told you, focus on your class work which you are doing. Focus on the subject teacher's approach to it. Talking about the very first thing, that is objectives. Match the column, fill in the blanks, multiple choice. You will have 10 questions for half marks. Okay. Usually, your first approach would be text back questions. If you, because you have studied 4 semesters in BAF already, you know that the textbooks which you refer, the objectives are very lengthy at times, and that is not motivating for you to approach. So what happens is, you can read the entire content if you wish to. Otherwise, you can just give a glance to the objectives 1 or 2 days before your examination. But you can, first thing is, you please go ahead with your text back objectives, and second would be just giving a glance to the theory areas of the chapter. Okay, talking about answer in 1 or 2 lines. Now, answer in 1 or 2 lines is, now again I'll just talk about it for a minute. Why? Because what happens is, if someone asks us what is overdraft, they'll ask you for 1 marks. You know what is overdraft. But at times when we are explaining in our own words, what happens is we may miss out on some important words which absolutely describe overdraft. So I would advise you that, if possible, keep the definition in mind. But definition may have slightly difficult words. So if that is not possible, after the definition, again in simple sentences, the same meaning is written in the textbook. Okay, so just read those things and keep those, just reread that thing for twice or thrice, and it will be stay into your mind. Okay, so just please try to do that. I definitely approve of you writing in your own words, but if at times you miss those keywords, if you're not very good in reproducing the exact things, then it could slightly be a drawback for you. So rather, I would always advise you to do that. Talking about answer in brief, here you are given 3 questions. You have to attempt any 2. So usually what happens is, you can have a combination of practical sums or theory questions. Usually what is found is, again, this depends on teacher. There is no set rule about theory and sums. But usually what happens is, we give 2 sums and 1 theory question. So again, for the sums, you have to focus on the classwork. Talking about theory, for theory, you have to look at the chapter. Wherever you feel that there is a minimum 5 points into a heading. Suppose there are features of goodwills. If you see that there are only 3 features of goodwill given in the textbook, it is pretty much obvious that you cannot produce that for 5 marks, right? So you have to look for those concepts which have short 5 or more points given in the textbook. If that happens, then you have to consider those areas and definitely do those areas. Okay, I'm not saying that other things will not come, but this is how you should strategize and start with the things. If you start on time, if you do such things, then you may be left with enough time to look for other areas as well. Okay, do not start at a wrong time or very late. Don't start very late and do wrong things. So it is always better starting in well in advance, doing the right things first, and then whatever extra time is left after the entire thing, you can revise or you can venture into the new areas if you wish to. Okay, so this is all about the internal assessment from my side. If you have any questions regarding the internal, okay, so if you have any questions regarding the internal examination, so please please just send it to the chat box. Okay. Now I'm moving on to the external assessment, and I will surely take up your questions in some time. Okay? Okay, great. Talking about the external examination. Now, see, thing is, we are not much terrified of, the internal examination, because somewhere we feel that we know the teacher, we know the college, we know the things, so you are not so terrified about the internal examination, which is very good. But for the external examination, because it is semester 5 and you may be, appearing for the board exams for the very first time, this may slightly scare you, because it is not that you're not given board exams. You have. Well, that is a old story now, So I totally understand this concern of yours. What I would suggest you is, whatever I'm saying, try to incorporate those things, especially for FA6. But if you feel that this can be applied to other subjects, please do that as well. Okay. So again, on this corner, I have given a screenshot of the pattern in which the external examination happens. Everybody again is very smart enough here, so you can definitely go and check your textbook's first initial pages. You'll definitely get this. Now, I'm going to focus on this area, talking about theory and objective questions. Everybody knows this, I guess, that theory questions and objectives will come from all the units, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 5 units. Okay, we all know it. What's new here? Attempt all. Now you are like, yeah, we know we have to attempt all. But what happens is, as a student, I did not know there are some colleges, schools, which we I was like, I'm not sure whether I'm going to get a best of 8, और एम आई गोइंग टू गेट द फर्स्ट 8. मुझे मार्क्स किसके मिलेंगे? अगर 10 ऑब्जेक्टिव्स मुझे दिए हुए हैं, 10 ट्रू और फॉल्स दिए हुए हैं, और मुझे सिर्फ 8 ट्रू और फॉल्स आते हैं, तो मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? व्हाट शुड आई बी डूइंग? Should I attempt only the 8 which I know, because I am fearing that in between, if there is anything wrong, I may not get marks for those things. So I would say that please आप सारे attempt करिए, क्योंकि यहाँ पे best of 10 बेस्ट ऑफ मिलता है. मतलब अगर आपने सारे मार्क्स, सारे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स लिखे हुए हैं, तो उसमें से कोई भी 8 या कोई भी 7 जो करेक्ट होंगे, उसके लिए आपको मार्क्स मिल जाएंगे. ओके, सो प्लीज अटेम्प्ट ऑल. Talking about solved examples for practice. Now, for external examination, I would definitely insist more on solved examples, because what I found out was, I as a student, I'm talking about, as a student, I was, I did not like getting stuck into a sum because of a small adjustment. If I'm stuck, I don't know when am I meeting my teacher next, and whether she'll be available for my doubts, and things you just skip. They would just go ahead, and maybe I may not get an answer. So I did not like that approach. So what I did was, I used to solve all examples. What I found was, in the university papers, there are high chances that those kind of sums come in the exam. Okay, so this is my observation. What I want you to do is, don't trust me if you don't want to. You can go ahead, pick up some papers, some past year question papers, and look for that. You would have started any one chapter, so you just solve examples of that chapter, pick up past question papers, and see what kind of sums are asked. You will definitely find that those kind of sums, at times same to same sums are given, or at times slight changes in percentages or figures. So for board examination, solid examples are going to be very, very good for you. Talking about understanding the pattern of each chapter, please understand one thing. Understanding the pattern of a chapter is very important. Now, for example, I'll just give you an example. For your TY-BAF textbook, I'm talking about the second chapter, that is insurance companies. You may not be, doing that chapter right now, which is completely fine. Understand what I'm trying to say. For an insurance company, you have to make revenue account, you have to make profit and loss account, and you have to make balance sheet. Okay. Now, what happens is, you have 3 things which you're going to be making in the final accounts of insurance company. But when you start understanding the pattern of that chapter in your textbook, you will see that majority of the sums in the starting are only revenue account. Then you have sums only for profit and loss account. And there are hardly less than 5 sums which have balance sheet, profit and loss, and revenue altogether. जाएगा. So here what happens is, if you understand and go through the chapters very nicely, you will understand a pattern of the chapter. Here the pattern is such that there are hardly any sums about balance sheet, and that is what is found. There are very less chances, very few times when the balance sheet from insurance is asked in the paper. Okay, so that is how you are going to do. You have to understand the pattern. If you understand the pattern, we have understood that in insurance balance sheet के बहुत कम sums होते हैं. तो आप आपका सबसे पहले फोकस और अटेंशन कहाँ डालोगे? रेवेन्यू और प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट को समझने में और उसमें एक्सपर्ट बनने में. उसके बाद आपके पास जो टाइम बचेगा उसमें आप बैलेंस शीट को प्रैक्टिस करके समझोगे. हम ये नहीं पकड़ के चलने वाले कि बैलेंस शीट वोंट बी आस्क्ड एट ऑल. नो, बट वी आर गोइंग टू be smart enough to understand the pattern and then focus on the areas which are clearly important. Okay, now this is next point is marking of new adjustments. So marking of new adjustment meaning this is a tip which will help any account student in a very good way. Whenever you are solving sums and you see a new एडजस्टमेंट, मे बी यू डोंट सी अ न्यू एडजस्टमेंट, बट आप उसे पहले अटेम्प्ट में अगर सॉल्व नहीं कर पाए वो एडजस्टमेंट को, तो आप उधर स्टार मार्क या कोई भी मार्किंग बना के रखिए. व्हाई? बिकॉज व्हेन नेक्स्ट टाइम यू आर डूइंग इट, you don't have to do the entire sum. All other adjustments, rather than doing the entire sum again and wasting your entire 15 minutes on that sum, when you're redoing or revising, you can only look at these new adjustments. Okay, and when you want to do a quick revision of the chapter also, you can look at all these marked new adjustments so that those adjustments will be quick and fresh into your mind. Okay, please try this. This is going to help you in a very good way. And the last thing is try to solve one sum of every other type. Now, accounts is a thing that if you are not able to solve, अगर आपको नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, आप नहीं solve कर पा रहे हो, तो आपको वो chapter या वो subject पसंद नहीं आएगा. तो आपको क्या करना है, इसमें ये होता है कि जब भी फिर हमें एक टाइप का सम आ जाता है, हमें समझ में आ जाता है, तो we start enjoying doing those type of sums. But in that, at times, we just go on doing those same kind of sums over and over, which we don't have to do. We have to make sure that we are doing every other type of sum which is given to us. Okay, we should be familiar of the types of sums available. Okay, now again, talking about question number 1 here. This is about objectives, and question number 5 here, which is theory questions. तो ये ऑब्जेक्टिव्स जो है उसमें जैसे मैंने आपको इंटरनल में बताया, टेक्स्ट बैक बेस्ट पार्ट है. यू कैन गो अहेड विद द टेक्स्ट बैक objectives given to you and you can do that. Talking straight away about question number 5, I have one slide which is going to answer these questions about theory questions. Okay, तो वो हम बाद में discuss करेंगे. Abhi, we have to come to the core, that is whatever you are going to do in the class, in your lectures, that is going to come only in this segment of the question paper. Okay, so scoring for question number 1 and question number 5 is solely your responsibility, solely your approach. Okay, and whatever you are going to learn in accountancy will come from question number 2, question number 3 and question number 4. That is 15 marks, 15 marks and 15 marks. So आपके 45 marks आपको उस हिसाब से मिलेंगे कि आप कैसे सम सॉल्व कर रहे हो. तो अभी हम किधर फोकस करेंगे? From the next slide onwards, we are going to focus on this area wherein I am going to tell you how are you going to plan and practice for question number 2, 3 and 4. I hope I am being good enough and you are all able to understand what I'm trying to communicate here. And if there is any thing which you may need, you can definitely put it into the chat box. Great. Now, okay, so this is one very interesting thing which is going to calm you and calm your nerves. Why? Because this is a slight analysis which we must do. See, we all say that this is not a time when we have to go on working hard. We have to be smarter in working hard. Okay, so that is what I want you to do. Now, this is only my analysis. Whatever I'm saying, this is not that this is what is going to come, because I'm not setting the question paper for you, right? So this is what I have found out from my research, and then you are also going to do your own research after this lecture and see if this goes right and this matches your research as well. ठीक है, तो अभी हमें क्या करना है, हमें करना है अंडरस्टैंडिंग द पैटर्न ऑफ क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द पास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर्स। हमें क्या करना है, आप अगर 5 to 6 years के भी क्वेश्चन पेपर्स निकालेंगे तो आपको वहां पे एक पैटर्न ढूंढना है कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पैटर्न इज सो दैट यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट शुड बी योर प्राइम फोकस ऑन। ओके, सो वी हैव 3 क्वेश्चंस, मतलब क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 एंड क्वेश्चन नंबर 4। हमारे पास 3 क्वेश्चंस रहेंगे और हमारे पास चैप्टर्स कितने हैं, 5 chapters and only 3 questions, right? So now we have to understand how can we work smartly in order to get 15, 15 and 15, that is 45 marks, okay, out of the 5 chapters. For that we have done this research. So focus on this area. Okay, first, there will be one question out of these 3 questions. You'll definitely have one question जिसमें आपको बैंकिंग कंपनी का मतलब चैप्टर नंबर 1 का सम दिया होगा, उसके ऑप्शन में you will have banking company. So you have no escape from chapter number 1, which is banking company. You definitely have to do the banking company first chapter thoroughly. Okay, so that is one thing. Then another question would be इंश्योरेंस कंपनी का सम होगा, उसके ऑप्शन में भी आपको इंश्योरेंस कंपनी का ही सम होगा. ओके, सो हियर योर 2 questions आर सॉल्व्ड. In the one question there would be banking company and option में भी banking company. Another question insurance company का sum होगा, उसके भी आपको option में insurance company का ही sum रहेगा. So you understand the magnitude and importance of these 2 chapters, that is chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. You have to be 100% sure and you have to attempt entire thing. You have to prepare so well for these 2 chapters, and that should be your first priority when you start studying for FA6. That is what I would advise you. Okay, if your colleges have not started the first unit, they have started some other chapter, that is absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Whatever they are teaching you, try to understand and absorb those chapters, but at the end of the day you should know that your major focus should be on the banking and insurance company. Yahan pe you cannot take, I would advise, don't take any risk of leaving any type of sum. Okay, अभी हम एक और क्वेश्चन पे आ जाते हैं. अब ये 3 क्वेश्चंस थे हमारे पास, तो ये 3 में से 2 क्वेश्चन तो अपने हो गए. Okay, so these 2 are gone. Now one more question remains. So in this one more question there are various probabilities. Okay, ये क्वेश्चन में से हम कुछ खास प्रिडिक्ट नहीं कर सकते हैं, so we have to be prepared for this question. Now the possibilities are 2. So one would be valuation of goodwill and shares, जो चैप्टर है उसका एक सम रहेगा या उसके 2 सम रहेंगे. उसके ऑप्शन में कोई और चैप्टर रहेगा, और कोई और चैप्टर मीनिंग मोस्टली इट वुड बी LLP, लिमिटेड लायबिलिटी पार्टनरशिप, or you can have accounting of limited liability partnership or goodwill and shares. So mostly what I have found is in the fourth, the remaining question, you may have goodwill and uske option mein LLP, but you cannot clearly predict the 4th one. It could be any other possible combination as well. Please just get it clear. Banking company and insurance, very, very important. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a slight idea about chapter wise approach from external examination point of view. So this is all again on the basis of my experience and my study of past few years papers. So I'll just now take you to all the chapters one by one. So, okay. This is the very first chapter, which is final accounts of a banking company. As I told you, we already know from the past 5 minutes that banking company is a very, very important chapter. So we are already aware of this. Okay. Now, please understand that majority of the times, 15 marks questions are asked from banking companies. Okay, most, I mean 75% chances यही है कि banking company में से आपको 15 marks के questions पूछे जा सकते हैं. But you cannot rule out the possibility of any 7 or 8 mark question. Okay, so now because we have major focus on 15 mark question, what are the type of questions or sums that would be asked for 15 marks? There could be 3 types. Okay, so type 1 is profit and loss account. So for banking company, the students who have already started with the banking company, you would know that in the banking company we have profit and loss account and balance sheet, and we have 16 schedules and working notes. Okay, so एक सम ऐसा हो सकता है कि आपको सिर्फ प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट पूछा जाए, और वो भी पूरे 15 मार्क्स के लिए, ठीक है। तो अभी यू विल स्टार्ट वंडरिंग दैट प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट हैज वन फॉर्मेट एंड 4 schedules. How can this be asked for 15 marks? So you have to be very smart. You have to understand quickly that they are definitely going to ask adjustments into that sums. Okay, so यहाँ पे आपको क्या ध्यान रखना है कि यहाँ पे आपको adjustments आने चाहिए. Okay, excuse my ink. Okay, so there should be adjustments which you must know how to do adjustments. Okay, so second type would be balance sheet, meaning सिर्फ आपको balance sheet पूछा जाएगा 15 marks के sum के लिए. Again, if there is a balance sheet, there would be some small adjustments. You can expect adjustments. The third type, which is very rare, that is profit and loss and balance sheet together. Okay, तो बहुत कम चांसेस है कि दोनों आपको साथ में पूछा जाए. अगर दोनों साथ में पूछा जाएगा तो एडजस्टमेंट्स या आइटम्स अकाउंट्स की बहुत कम हो जाएंगी, ठीक है. सो दीज आर द 3 एरियाज, बट आई वुड सजेस्ट यू टू फोकस मोर ऑन प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस एंड बैलेंस शीट. नाउ दिस बिकम स्लाइटली डिफिकल्ट. वाई? बिकॉज अगर आपको ये थर्ड टाइप का सम पूछा जाए तो उसमें आपको ज्यादा काम नहीं करना है, आपको सिर्फ फॉर्मेट आना चाहिए, और ज्यादा कुछ एडजस्टमेंट्स यूजुअली नहीं पूछे जाएंगे अगर इतना बड़ा सम पूछा तो. पर ये होता नहीं है यूजुअली. वो आपको छोटा सम पूछते हैं और उसमें आपको अकाउंटिंग एडजस्टमेंट्स डाल के पूछते हैं ताकि वो समझ पाए कि आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या है. So I would advise you to focus on profit and loss account thoroughly, practice all kinds of working notes as well as the adjustments. Okay, same goes for balance sheet, but because balance sheet is a slightly bigger format as compared to the profit and loss account, it is going to be slightly easy for you to attempt those kind of sums. Okay, now again, this is how in my opinion you should be preparing for banking company. Okay, आपको profit and loss और balance sheet दोनों आना चाहिए और इसमें सारे adjustments और सब कुछ आना चाहिए. So I would just want you to give the maximum time to banking company, because this is a chapter where you cannot leave anything. It is something like that, because you may not want to take any risk at that time. Okay, now another possibility is the 7-8 marks questions. This is very rare. I mean, hardly any time they would have asked a 7-8 mark question from banking company, but you cannot just give them a scope, and you should be prepared for this. So I would suggest that rebate on bills discounted is something which you must do. Okay, उसके journal entries और ledgers आप उसके साथ आपको एकदम understanding होनी चाहिए rebate of bills discounted की, and that could be what 7-8 mark question. This is also usually asked in the internal examinations, but it again depends on your class subject teacher, so I won't talk much about internal. So this is how, according to me, you should be doing banking company. Okay, I'm going to the second chapter. You may feel that this is going very heavy, that you have to do the entire banking chapter, what is this and stuff like that, but calm down. This is where now you will get a much more clearer idea on what to focus on and what you can just give a back seat to. So in this insurance company, as I again give you the example when I was telling you about the understand the pattern of chapters, तो हमने क्या समझा था कि इंश्योरेंस कंपनी जो है उसको आपके टेक्स्ट बुक में उसकी अगर पैटर्न समझने की कोशिश करें तो रेवेन्यू अकाउंट और प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट जो है उसके बहुत सारे सम्स आपको मिल जाएंगे, पर बैलेंस शीट के लेस देन 5 सम्स हैं. सो दिस गिव्स यू अ क्लियर अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट your prime focus firstly should be your revenue and P&L accounts. Okay, now if you see in this chapter insurance company, you have 3 types of insurances. General insurance, you have general insurance, fire insurance and marine insurance. तो आपको प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस और रेवेन्यू अकाउंट्स जो हैं इन सब के पढ़ने हैं, और सब कुछ बहुत ही सिंपल है और बहुत ही इजी है. One tip which I would like to give you is bank, you should be very thorough and clear with the banking company, and only after that, please jump onto insurance, because insurance also has those lengthy schedules. So if you are not clear with your formats and schedules of banking company, you will merge it with insurance and it is going to create a mess in your head. So please, I would advise you that please be very clear with banking first. Once that you are confident with it, then only jump to the insurance. And insurance is fairly very easy. If you are done with banking, everything is very easy for you and you will definitely make it. Okay. Now, what I have found in insurance company is you get only 15 marks questions mostly. Now, again here, one type of 15-mark question could be they will ask only revenue account. Then another type could be they can ask revenue and profit and loss both. Okay, so this is how they ask the sums. Suppose अभी आप सोचेंगे सिर्फ रेवेन्यू अकाउंट 15 मार्क्स के लिए कैसे पॉसिबल है, तो व्हाट दे कैन डू इज फायर एंड मरीन दोनों कंपनीज का आपको रेवेन्यू अकाउंट बनाने बोलेंगे. ओके, सो यू हैव टू जस्ट बी वेरी केयरफुल, जस्ट easily practice sums. You don't have a lot of variations in this chapter, तो आपको इतने ज्यादा एडजस्टमेंट्स इसमें नहीं मिलेंगे जितने आपको बैंकिंग में मिले थे. दैट इज व्हाई आई एम सेइंग बैंकिंग इज द बेस्ट. वेरी डिफिकल्ट, स्लाइटली you will you that is slightly heavy. So if you are just going to be through with it, everything else will be easy. So that is what I would advise you. So you don't have a lot many adjustments in this chapter, so please focus more on revenue account and profit and loss account. The third type is very rare, which is a balance sheet, as I told you. But you should definitely give a glance to the balance sheet. बैलेंस शीट को आपको छोड़ना नहीं है, आपको बिल्कुल उसके सम्स प्रैक्टिस करने हैं, पर उसमें आप इतना टाइम इन्वेस्ट ना करें जितना आप रेवेन्यू और प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस में आपको करना चाहिए. ओके, talking about non-banking financial companies, which is chapter number 3. So this is going to be your favorite chapter in my opinion. Why? Because this hardly has a few sums, and the sums which are there are also not so important in my opinion. I have not seen questions sums of this chapter in the question papers. Very rare case, ऐसा बहुत कम होगा कि ये यहाँ से कोई सम आए. और लास्ट ईयर का जो क्वेश्चन पेपर है, in the last year's question paper, none of the sum of this chapter was asked. Okay, now so because there are no sums, you have to understand, you have to focus on theory of this chapter, and if you open your textbook, you'll have a bunch of pages for this chapter which gives you theory. So you have to definitely focus on theory of this chapter. Now I would just tell you that last year 2 questions were asked in theory from this chapter number 3. So one was 8-mark question and one was 7-mark question. So question number 5 जो होता है आपका, उसमें जो theory questions पूछे जाते हैं last year के पेपर में, दोनों questions यही chapter में से आए थे. ये हमेशा नहीं होता है. Not every time that they will ask only theory questions from this chapter. That is not at all necessary. But last year they asked both the questions. मतलब 15 marks theory was asked from this chapter in the last year question paper. Okay. So definitely you will have 7 or 8 marks worth of questions, because in the format they have not mentioned one full-fledged 15-mark question. तो आपके पैटर्न में 7-8 मार्क का ही मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चन बन सकता है. तो आप 7-8 मार्क के क्वेश्चंस प्रिपेयर करिए इस चैप्टर में से. और दूसरा तो शॉर्ट नोट्स तो पूछे जा ही सकते हैं. शॉर्ट नोट्स कुड बी आस्क्ड फ्रॉम एनी चैप्टर. ओके, नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्रैक्टिकल सम्स, there are 2 sums. Go ahead with the solved examples. Solve one sum each of asset classification and non-performing assets ka provision. Okay, now if you are doing banking company, you are already aware of this. Okay, so आपने ये चीज already, इसमें ये चैप्टर में आपको जो भी सम्स दिए हैं, हार्डली थोड़े से सम्स हैं, वो सम्स आपने ऑलरेडी पहले बैंकिंग में वही कॉन्सेप्ट्स वाले सम्स ऑलरेडी किए हैं. तो आपका हार्डली 1.5 डे में ये चैप्टर का सम्स हो जाना चाहिए. आई वुड से हार्डली 3 hours, not even more than 3 hours for the sums. You just have to glance and do one sum each. More major focus on the theory. So if you are a person who makes own self notes, you make your own study material and stuff, then you can definitely, whenever you are free, you are motivated enough to study in your free time, then you may definitely want to start making notes for this chapter. Talking about the fourth chapter, which is the valuation of goodwill and shares, your major focus, in my opinion, should be 7 or 8 mark sums. Okay, sorry, 7 और 8 मार्क्स सम्स उसमें से ज्यादा पूछे जा सकते हैं. देखिए अभी इन दिस चैप्टर यू हैव टू कंपोनेंट्स. वन इज, आई एम गॉड, सॉरी. Okay, so one part is goodwill and one part is shares. Okay, so if you have been a CBSE student, or I'm not sure about the state students, but you would have surely, some of the students would have studied valuation of goodwill in their 12th standard, and maybe in the some semesters. I'm not aware if you have done that. So valuation of goodwill would be easy for a few students, and you have to focus on the shares much. But I would just tell you that again, all the sums in this chapter are not very different. If you understand how to solve the sum, how to calculate value the goodwill or shares, if you remember the formula, you will definitely be able to solve this. It is going to save your time because you can quickly solve these sums, and then you can invest that time while writing the paper into some lengthy sum. तो ये आपका बहुत स्कोरिंग एरिया है. इसमें आपको बस एक ही टिप का ध्यान रखना है कि आपको फॉर्मूलाज आपके माइंड में क्लियर होने चाहिए. यू शुड क्विकली, द फॉर्मूलाज शुड स्ट्राइक इनटू योर माइंड व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग और सॉल्विंग द सम. दैट वुड बी द की फॉर यू टू बी क्विक इनफ इन दिस while doing the sums of goodwill and shares. तो इसमें आपको मेजरली 7-8 मार्क्स के सम करने होते हैं. अभी लास्ट ईयर का जो क्वेश्चन पेपर था, इन द पास्ट ईयर्स क्वेश्चन पेपर, वन सम ऑफ 7 marks or 8 marks was asked. One 7-mark question was asked for valuation of shares, and 8-mark question was asked for valuation of goodwill. ओके, सो आपको ऐसा कर सकते हैं कि वैल्यूएशन ऑफ गुडविल दे दे, वैल्यूएशन ऑफ शेयर दे दे, उसके ऑप्शन में एलएलपी दे दे. ठीक है, तो ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है. तो यूजुअली 7-8 मार्क्स के सम्स पूछे जाते हैं, पर 15 मार्क्स के सम्स भी पूछे जा सकते हैं डेफिनेटली. ओके, सो 15 मार्क वुड बी अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ गुडविल एंड शेयर्स. ओके, so this is again a very important chapter, but very easy and very, very quick. Moving on to the last chapter, which is chapter number 5. Okay, so chapter number 5 is going to be very easy for you, very easy, and also very scoring. So here, clear cut, you will get a 15-mark question from LLP. One question from LLP, वो आपको पूछेंगे, please do an entire sum of final accounts. So final accounts will include trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. इसमें भी आपके बहुत ज्यादा एडजस्टमेंट्स नहीं है, तो आप क्या कर सकते हो, अगेन यू कैन स्टार्ट मार्किंग द न्यू एडजस्टमेंट्स, एंड देन इट इज गोइंग टू मेक योर टास्क इवन मोर सिंपलर. So making of trading, profit and loss, and balance sheet for TY-BAF students is nothing. So what happens is, you are definitely going to solve this with very minimum efforts. Okay, so just focus on the adjustments of this chapter. That is going to be more than enough. So now I'm going to talk about the theory for the external examination. Just glance to the... Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the theory. Now when I'm talking about theory, meaning mainly I'm going to talk about question number 5. Okay, now what happens is, for external question number 5, your subject teacher also cannot help you more than providing her own idea about theory questions. So here we all have to understand, go by our gut feeling, because see, we cannot go ahead and mug up the entire textbook. That is impossible, and you have 5 subjects or 4 subjects to do. So here that is not possible. You have to be very smart enough. You have to understand what could be asked, and accordingly you have to prepare, right? Because we cannot go on doing each and everything. That won't be smart enough. If you have time and energy, please go ahead with it, but I would not advise that. So one thing is, scoring out of marks in theory questions is absolutely possible. We may think that scoring in theory, हमें ऐसा लगता है कि अगर हमने short notes या theory questions attempt कर दिए तो 15 में से हमको 14 ही मिलेंगे या फिर 5 में से 4 ही मिलेंगे. That is absolutely incorrect. You have to understand 2 things for a theory question. How can you score full marks in theory questions? Suppose I'm asking you, I'm talking about 7-8 mark question. If I ask you, write down the features of goodwill for 7 marks. There what you have to do is you have to write down 7 points. In points, you have to write down 7 features of goodwill. If you do that, you are surely going to get 7 marks, because for 8 marks, you have to write 8 points. For 7 marks, you have to write 7 points. Okay. अभी इसमें प्रॉब्लम ये होता है कि कई बार आपको पॉइंट्स याद नहीं आते, तो आप वही रेपिटेटिव पॉइंट्स लिख देते हैं. दैट इज इनकरेक्ट. दैट इज नॉट राइट ऑन योर पार्ट. सो you must have clear concept, and you must know the right words, and you must have 7 points. दिस इज समथिंग तो आपके पास कंटेंट होना चाहिए और आपको पता होना चाहिए कि मुझे कितना लिखना है इस आंसर के लिए. इफ यू डोंट हैव कंटेंट एंड स्टिल यू आर राइटिंग 7 points, which we all have been doing, that is something which we need to change this time. Okay, so 1 mark for 1 point is okay. What to study for theory, ये आपका क्वेश्चन रहेगा कि हमें पढ़ना क्या है थ्योरी के लिए. तो आप ऐसे कॉन्सेप्ट्स उठाइए. आपको पता है कि थ्योरी क्वेश्चन मैक्सिमम 8 मार्क्स का हो सकता है. द क्वेश्चन वुड मैक्सिमम बी फॉर 8 मार्क्स. ओके, सो यू हैव टू सर्च फॉर द हेडिंग्स विच विल हैव एटलीस्ट 8 points, और मे बी मोर देन 8 points. तो जिसके जो कॉन्सेप्ट में आपको 8 points से ज्यादा मिल रहे हैं वो आपको डेफिनेटली पढ़ना है. अगर सपोज मैं गुडविल चैप्टर खोल रही हूँ और मुझे दिख रहा है कि देयर अबाउट गुडविल, फीचर्स ऑफ गुडविल, देयर आर ओनली 5 फीचर्स ऑफ गुडविल. If there are only 5 features of goodwill, the person asking the question is not a fool. So what you have to do is, this question cannot be asked for 8 or 7 marks, but could be asked for a short note. Okay, so आपको ऐसे देखना है कि ये कितना important area है और क्या इसमें 8 या 7 से ज्यादा points हैं. अगर है तो आपको उसे theory question के लिए prepare जरूर करना चाहिए. Second point ये होता है कि please excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is one way of searching for theory questions. Second is, if you find a difference between NBFC and banks, which you may find in this book, वो आपको करना है. अगर डिफरेंस बिटवीन दिए हुए हैं जिसमें 7 to 8 points है, प्लीज डू दैट. इफ एनी प्रोसेस इज गिवन, एनी फॉर्मेट इज गिवन, प्लीज कीप दोज थिंग्स इन माइंड एंड गिव अ ग्लांस टू दोज एरियाज. ओके, so that is it. One tip from my side would be 1 line introduction and conclusion for 7-8 mark question. That is going to definitely not give me as a correction when I'm correcting paper. If you have given me 1 line of introduction that goodwill is so and so, and the following are the 7 features of goodwill, then you write down the 7 points. At last write down, so the above mentioned are a few features of goodwill. इतना simple, आपको बस एक sentence लिखना है, उससे आपका presentation improve होगा, बहुत अच्छा दिखेगा. And when I'm correcting, I will not get any opportunity to deduct 1.5 mark of yours. Getting me? So that will surely help you. Now, talking about the short notes. Now, one thing which I would like to talk about in short notes is, what happens is, when we write down the short notes, at times, this is something which I've found in students' papers. Suppose if this is the answer sheet, on this page, they will write the first short note. Here, they'll write the second short note. Completely fine. पर फर्स्ट शॉर्ट नोट उनको अच्छे से आता था, इसलिए उन्होंने पूरा पेज भर के लिखा. Second short note, they wrote half a page. So here what happens is, immediately I will find out that you knew this answer better than this one. So don't do that. Make sure that, roughly you are able to maintain the content, equal content. मतलब आप इसको भी 3/4 भरो, इसको भी 3/4 भरो. Don't do that. You are filling this page entirely and here you are writing only 2 lines. Okay, so this is a small tip which you must keep in mind, that you have to mind your content. You know a lot of things does not mean you have to pour your heart in and fill in the entire paper. Okay, so please just be very careful about that as well. These are small things, which may make a difference for you. So how to approach or how to write the short notes? So short notes roughly 5 to 7 sentences का होना चाहिए. And please be very smart enough. Don't just repeat the same sentences इधर उधर करके, active को passive करके and stuff like that. Don't do that. And how should you write the 6 or 7 sentences? First you have to start with definition. If you can remember definition, great. Otherwise, meaning is also fine. So definition, if there is a formula, you can include the formula. If there is, what is the accounting effect, usko profit and loss mein le jayenge, balance sheet mein, you can mention that. If there is any process, you can write that as well. Okay, so that is how, in my opinion, you should be writing a short note. And if there is no formula, no accounting effect, or no process, if there is only a concept, then you can define it, write the meaning, and explain, or write a few more sentences about the same, whatever is given to you in the textbook. Okay, so I hope theory questions were also pretty much fine with you. Okay, so this is my final slide, and I'm going to take 2 more minutes of yours. So according to me, there are a few tips which you should keep in mind for your external examination. First is understanding the concept. It is not only for examination. You are doing this course, to get a good learning. So your understanding of the concept is going to stay with you for a quite long time. So understanding of concept is going to stay with you, also going to help you in scoring best and representing and putting out your best in your answer sheets. Second, for accountancy students, I would extremely advise consistent practice, because at the end of theory subjects you can still manage, if you start pretty late, but you must be constantly doing accountancy is what I feel. Now, I will not talk much about the study material or self notes. If you are a person who is comfortable with self notes, making your own notes, please do that. If you are not, that is also absolutely fine. Talking about revision technique and the reference of books. People ask what books to refer, for university and stuff like that. We all know that we have only three main publications in the we have three, four, five publications here in Mumbai University, and there is no particular textbook to be referred for university exams. So I would advise you to purchase any one book which your subject teacher suggests. आप उसमें से सारा प्रैक्टिस करिए, और जब रिवीजन की बात आएगी तब आपको अगर चाहिए तो आप बाकी दूसरे बुक्स को लाइब्रेरी में से इशू करके उसे सिर्फ ग्लांस करें. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि यहाँ पे कोई नया टाइप का सम है, नया एडजस्टमेंट है, तो आप उसका फोटो खींच के आपके पास रखिए या उसे आप सॉल्व करिए या जेरोक्स लीजिए. Please don't, simultaneously, I would not advise you to refer a lot many textbooks. So that is one thing. And again, as I told you, smart work is the must. You have to plan, because you have a lot many accounting subjects. You cannot invest a lot of time day and night into FA6, So please be very smart and refer previous year question papers and make all the markings of adjustments. And I think that should work for you all. So yeah, in my opinion, this is all that should be there. So okay, there is nothing much in the chat box as well. So this is it from my side, Savita ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dhwani ma'am, for this excellent station, because in the chat section I can see that you have already clarified each and everything so simply. So they are not having any doubts over here. And this session is one of the excellent sessions conducted by our website. Students, if still you are having any doubts, you can ask directly to the ma'am. You can unmute yourself and you can ask to the ma'am directly.
Yeah, definitely.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
This is Vikrant Tiwari.
Yes, Vikrant.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. If in case of short note, we are
Yes.
short note or in the theory part, we are writing definitions, but they are not up to the word. So the marks would be deducted totally for the definition part, or we will be getting some half or quarter marks for the which is allotted for the definitions.
Okay, Vikrant. So what happens is, if you are if you are going to attempt it, you mostly get half a mark. If you're writing content which is relevant, you are definitely going to get half or 1 mark. If at times we do not expect the exact words, so अगर आपने meaning सही से explain कर दिया है, तो you will definitely get the entire marks. Otherwise, there would be like half a mark cut or 2 mark cut, depends on the teacher, also approach of the corrector. So yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, Shraddha. I've just read your message. Nisha, Harinath, thanks. I'm glad that I could help you all.
And thank you so much once again, ma'am, for this excellent session. We are definitely going to call you for the next webinar also. Thanks a lot to all of the participants. We are going to give you the instructions in your WhatsApp group. So I request all of the participants over here, you can leave the meeting.